knew I was forgetting something. There we go. Hi everyone, we're just gonna go ahead and get started. No big build up or anything like like that this time. We're just gonna go ahead and jump right in. Gonna try to keep up with chat as much as I can per the norm, but yeah, you know how it is with me. I get focused. Super focused. Anyway. Hey, Owl. Looks like commission art is the to-do today. Yes. Gonna try to refine this dress a little bit. I need to call Blossom and see if she can give some feedback. I think this needs... How do I want the shoes to be? That's a tricky one. Like, what kind of design goes here? I'm thinking sandals. Sandals feel more breathy, but... I have an idea for a type of sandal. Something more ribbon-ish, maybe. But let me try... Let me try this. Let's see. My back is killing me. Ah! Who threw cookies at me? Ow. Okay. I'm gonna message Blossom. Oh, wait, is this? Oh, no wonder the avatars weren't on. I thought nobody was here. Hang on. There we go. There's everybody. Hi, Blossom. Hang on a second. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do something. Oh. Oh, I just had a brilliant idea, but it'll have to be for later. But I'm gonna do something real quick. All right, let's see. I'm doing this specifically because it's funny. Where and how did you get all that jumbled up words? She smashed her face against the keyboard, most likely. Wait, who's that you're drawing? You'll have to figure it out. Though I imagine it will not be difficult to figure out. I just see Blossom just exclamation point, exclamation point. Hi, dumb hat and stupid face. I went to smash. I just love Blossom's reaction so much. There you go, Blossom. There's your dumb aha. There's your dumb aha law character. For you. There you go, Blossom. I'm gonna screenshot this. And gone forever, except for it got saved. Hey, Draco. Do you have any more threats to give? Perhaps. It ain't the 15th just yet, though. No, that's tomorrow. I don't stream tomorrow. Indeed. I get paid and a large security deposit back tomorrow. Interesting. Go buy yourself. You should be able to buy yourself something very nice with that. And nothing else. I did make a deal with Panzer, and I am a man of my word. You made a deal? Excuse me, what do you mean you made a deal with Panzer? What do you mean? When did this deal occur? I feel like if Law was real and I met him, it would be like... It would be me like, ee, and him just staring at me with confusion and disdain. That's the threat. That's the threat. Panzer and I are in cahoots now. Bold. Blossom, you really focus on the feet. Got the dogs out for free feet in the economy. Only feet. Nah, get out of here with that. Get out of here with that. No, no, no. Want to watch anime later? Depends. It all depends. I can't say yay or nay because I probably will be too tired. Whatever is fine for me. Just checking. All right. Okay. It's not bad, but it's lacking something. I'll need to sit on it for a little while. It's lacking something. Right. Okay. That's gonna take some time. Getting the shape right. Let's move to a different group a bit. Okay, geez, that was weird. What's the detail that's missing here? What is it? What is it I'm missing? Dresses are so strange to me. I always feel like I'm missing something. Hmm. No, that's not right. God, drop my pen. Man, my patterning for my brain here is not working the best. And I cannot get these folds right. Brain is just not working for folds right now. Mm. Mm. Yeah, that seemed to have been the missing link there. We're froze. Hang on. There we go. Sometimes you gotta take things so slow with this program. It's gonna need some work. Blossom, are you in the chat right now? Or do you have me muted and not watching? Wait, hang on. If Blossom's not... Blossom's probably watching, probably not listening. Hang on. Let me try this and see if it gets her attention. Oh, wait, is that flat? Yeah, it's flat. Where's the... Think she can notice this? Do you think she notices this yet? Have I acquired her attention? Or is she still, like, just not paying attention? There you are. Blossom! I need your perspective on... This is just the rough for this next outfit. I saw one of your suggestions. I'm working on... something like this. Is something like this what you were kind of looking for with the next suggestion? Just checking to see if we're going in the right direction with this. It's just a rough, so don't judge it too harshly. It's just more like, is this the right direction you're wanting? Also, I want to see which of the ones we've got so far is the one you like the most. I'll do some more touch-ups on it, give it some little details here and there, and see what I can do. This is just a rough after all, so it'll take me a second. But let's see how you feel about some of the others. Do you want to hop into a voice chat or just look at it through here? Because either way is fine. Now I just have to wait for her to respond through stream delay. BC, okay, get your butt into VIP. I'll pull you in to where I'm at.
Yeah!
All right, hang on.
I got pulled in.
Yes, I'm pulling. Alright, so you can look through the Discord stream, right?
It's loading. There we go.
So for some reason, whenever you... Here's a neat little thing. So leave the thing, like leave that and then go back to it and it'll go back to being loading again, even though nothing's changed.
Yeah, I don't know why.
But watch this.
Oh, loaded.
It's not that it's not loading. The way I figured this out, the way Discord detects if something is being streamed is through pixel movement. So if it is perfectly still and nothing has changed, it stays loading forever until you update the screen to have changed pixels.
Oh.
So if I draw on the screen with my pen, it updates to say, hey, there's new pixels, refresh the thing on Discord, and it does that. Or if I move it slightly, same thing. Basically, when I cause it to have an update to the refresh rate on my iPad, it updates it on Discord to then be displayed. It's super weird. But anyway, this one's just rough. I'll do some more details. And seeing as how you mentioned it to look a bit like your previous outfit, send me an image of your old outfit, and I'll see about what that outfit's called and kind of see what the stylistic choices are for that kind of thing.
Send you my old model.
Nah, I won't be able to look at that just yet. But here's the one dress. This is still rough. I think the dress itself looks fine.
Floating. Oh, there you go. Oh.
I'm just trying to figure out what little details, because there's something missing here, and I'm not sure what. This over here, I'm still working on, because I'm trying to create something airy, less autumny. Because the one that you sent me before, it has more of an autumn feel than it does a summer feel, because it's woolen, it's make. I'm trying to think of something that's more fabric-y.
I'm thinking
loose.
kind of spring, summerish.
Yeah. This one I think fits more to like the summer vibe as a dress, because it's like sundress. And I hate having to make these damn folds, Blossom. I hate that I have to make these things for you.
I'm cursing you.
But how are we feeling about this dress? Like, let's just do like a kind of compare. How do we feel about this dress and this dress?
This one feels more complete than the other one, but I like the end of the skirt on the other one.
You like this bit right here,
the
where
petal,
it's very floral, petal-like?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I think the thing that's missing here is that there's not enough detail on the skirt itself in terms of folds, so I'm gonna need to figure something out with that. But the other thing is, I think the top isn't working as well. I think the ribbons in the midsection work just fine. The midsection I think is working, but I think the top is too bland. It's not got enough going for it. And I think the reason why I did that was because I was trying to keep it bland so that this here would function as the top, and that it would be a toggleable, but I want both to look good even when it's covered. So I think I'm gonna rework the top on this one a little bit, and maybe it'll help me out with figuring out what I want to do with this one right here. This one I think has a more defined top to it, and then there's this one right here. I think this one is currently the strongest design so far for the summer feel. I think this one has the strongest design of the bunch. It's just missing a couple of little details like the band-aids on the legs and the knees, and maybe a few ribbons on the arms here and there. Something like how on the neck piece here, there's like a very thin ribbon going around here. I think I might want to do something like that for the wrists, and maybe a little more around the ankles.
Yeah.
This one also decently strong design choice. I just think it's more fluffy by comparison. Specifically the overshirt thing. I think it comes off as more fluffy than it does airy, whereas this one comes off as more airy and breathable.
True.
So what are some elements from each that you're kind of liking? Because I know how to take elements from each one and kind of work them into one more cohesive one.
I kind of like the fluffy look.
You like the puffy look on this one here?
Yeah.
Okay. How are we feeling on this one then?
It is really cute.
I can give this some fluffy elements. Like a good example is like the big bow in the front. I can have that bow be, because I think that's the thing you like the most, if I remember correctly, is I can take off the small bow that's on the center on this one and just puff it up a little bit more and give it more of a cotton fluff bow instead of a ribbon bow. Because right here I have it as a ribbon-like bow instead of a cotton-like one. You know how like you've got different types of cloth that are, one is just like the cloth, and then the other is the cloth but folded over and seamed together, so you could technically, like, it works like a sock that's been completely sealed.
Yeah.
And kind of filled with a little bit of cotton or stuffing. That's kind of the vibe I was going for with this one, was to make it very fluffy. But I think I ended up making the entire thing fluffy because of that, whereas this one I think just the fluffy bow might kind of help that out. How do we feel about the shorts between these two?
I like the.
It's frozen up. Hang on. iPad, please stop being stupid. And there we go. This one I gave pockets and kind of tightened the seams, whereas this one I removed the pockets but added some bows to it. They're functionally the same. I just went one with pockets, one without pockets, just to kind of see how it looked overall.
I like the one with bows. I like the bows.
All right, the little bows. I think these shoes, sandals, whatever you call them, I think these are the strongest like designs I've had for like the shoe sandals. I knew sandals,
they look good,
work really well. I think the sock look, it's very pajama-esque, and that doesn't work for a summertime look. And regular sandals, cute, but don't fit your aesthetic. I know you have more of a floral aesthetic, and regular sandals don't quite cover that.
Yeah.
This one was kind of more minimal in its process. I went for a more ribbonish design and kind of bulked it a bit. I don't think it works as strongly as this.
Yeah, I think those are the strongest shoes.
Yeah. I'm thinking about whether or not I want to have them be elevated or flats, because I'm trying to think about what fits more for you. Like, do you prefer flats or elevated type shoes, like the type that have like that give you a little more height?
Me personally, I wear platforms.
Can you say that again?
I wear platforms.
I'm trying to remember
big
which
heel.
one Okay, it's like I was trying to remember what platforms were again.
It's like heels, but the heel is thick, and the other part is thick it too, so it's like an even heel.
I think I have an idea for the dress, but I'm trying to not include a corset as much as possible, because a corset
kind of repeats the same thing.
Well, a corset looks very nice, but it's also very formal in certain contexts. Like it's a piece that goes on top of another piece, and that is not as summertime feeling to me. For me, a corset feels more winter or autumn as opposed to spring or summer, whereas spring and summer, they're sort of meant to be very airy, breathy, and kind of flow. That's why sundresses are so simple. They're meant to kind of breathe. And that's kind of what I've been trying to go for, is something that can breathe. Like this right here, the only reason it looks like it could breathe well is because it's like shorts, like short sleeve, shorts, no skirt. It's just the areas that are breathing are more or less the legs and the arms, which is for blood circulation. Yes, I'm weirdly considering blood circulation in terms of the stylistic choices, because of outfit design is weird like that. So can you stop thirsting over your own feet?
Feet for free?
Man, when I do 2.0 for myself, everyone's gonna lose their mind, because I've got plans for that area.
Also, I had a question about the One Piece manga, but it might derail me completely.
Go ahead. I need a break.
I noticed something, and now I can't unnotice it.
What did you notice?
It's about law, of course. In the official colored drawings of him, he has gold eyes, but in the anime, he has gray eyes. And also, the theory is that he has gold eyes because they called it the amber lead disease, but in the anime, it's the white lead disease, which means they changed his backstory. And I don't know which one's right.
White lead disease is the actual thing, because it gives you white pigments across your skin.
That makes sense. Then why are people calling it the amber lead disease?
That's a mistranslation.
Okay.
Most of the time, mistranslations come from the fact that Crunchyroll does a lot of the subtitlings for One Piece now, and it leads to a lot of mistranslation. One mistranslation that you haven't come across yet that I'm not going to mention in context, but it concerns a character and it concerns the identity of a character, and they actively ignore what's being said in Japanese to change the identity of a character.
Yeah. I think I've heard of that, but I don't want
It's very annoying.
Yeah.
Because
but
it's very often Crunchyroll will do this kind of thing with subs, and very also with certain dubs.
But so it's interesting to me because I know I know Mihawk. They changed Mihawk's eyes because they were originally red and they changed them to gold. So here they changed from gold to gray, and I'm like, why did they change his eye color?
So one of the things with colors in One Piece is a lot of the times Toei will change the colors because Oda hasn't decided what the colors are yet. So, and because they stretch a single chapter across an entire episode instead of incorporating multiple chapters in an episode, it tends to cause a lot of issues. One of the issues obviously is the pacing, but the other is that they will add in padding in some capacity, and a lot of the times they get details wrong. It doesn't help that the animators themselves are also highly rushed because they're trying to get an episode. At least previously, they were trying to get an episode out every damn week.
Yeah.
And they're trying to figure out, on top of trying to only use a chapter for each episode, they have to figure out how to stretch the episode, what padding areas they can add, what scenes they can stretch out, on top of also trying to get all the details correctly. There's been a number of times where they've forgotten that one of Zoro's eyes needs to be closed. So they've had him with both eyes open, and people think that that's like a hint to something big, that it's like a secret reveal.
I did notice
it's just an animation error.
I did notice an animation error in Dressrosa. There was a scene where Law had lost his arm.
There's a lot of those in Dressrosa.
Okay. Law lost his arm, and he does the shambles to switch himself with another dude so that he doesn't get killed. And there's just a short scene where he swapped the outfit, and he has both of his arms, and I'm like, what?
There's one during Long Ring Long Land where there's 2 Luffys.
I also noticed that they messed up and had Chopper have multiple rumble balls within a short amount of time, and I was like, no, we know what that does.
Yeah, that's another part of the. That's another issue with the padding. That's another issue with the padding. There's a very funny scene. I gotta find it.
I wonder if they'll ever correct his eye color if they're just decided it's gray now. Do you think Wit will correct it? I'm very curious about how Wit Studio is gonna.
Oh, sorry, no, it wasn't 2 Luffys. It was 2 Zoros. So let me.
2 Zoros.
Let me show you.
I have to see the 2 Zoros.
So it's during this scene. So you see Zoro and Luffy up against Foxy here.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, look at the right.
Yep, there's another Zoro.
And that's in the anime. That's actually in the anime.
And
the reason why that happens is because they are trying to get these episodes out every single week. And each animator, like, most people think that a lot of the times a scene is worked on by a single animator. In some cases it is. In some cases it is. If there's like a dedicated animated scene, usually that is handled by one person, or at least the main parts of it, the part with the characters and their movements. The backgrounds are handled by a different person. So if a character is being drawn as part of a background, they are included in the background as part of the drawing. In this case, this most likely had a primary animator who worked on Luffy, Zoro, and Foxy in the foreground or in the midground, and the background artist, also probably working on the foreground, didn't know Zoro was blocking Foxy and probably thought it was Luffy blocking Foxy. So he included Zoro in the group, but that comes from the fact that they're rushed and don't have effectively what's referred to as the, and this is going to be a very strange terminology to put it, but basically what animators need to do, and this is a regular thing that they do, and sometimes they skip it due to crunch time, is they have what's referred to as the reference Bible that they all refer to, and that's a description of the scene and the sequence of scenes, including the script, the layout, and roughs and all that stuff. They're supposed to have all of that stuff sent out to all of the animators working on their main parts. But the problem is, when you have major crunch time, most people don't have time to either A, look through the whole thing, or B, sometimes they don't get it at all.
Yeah.
And the reason why it's referred to as like a Bible in this context is not as a term for religious text, but it's the context of how you're meant to follow it. You're meant to like go through and really stick to it.
And that's why you end up with 2 Zoros. And that's why you end up with Law having different colored eyes.
Have you ever thought Zoro would get so lost that he would freaking lose path of it? He would get lost in the time stream and there'd be 2 of him.
Also, I saw some people discussing that they think that because Oda, the way Oda colors things, he colored a lot of the pictures with Law with him having blue hair instead of black, and so they were like, but it's very dark blue, but they're like, oh, he's supposed to have blue hair the entire time.
I can actually explain that. It's not that he has blue hair. So blue is often used in coloring as a substitute for black on line work.
Exactly.
So that the line art stays prominent. Robin's hair is often drawn to have blue with a more blue tone. So that the black lines stand out. Similarly, Luffy has as well, but Luffy has such a predominantly good silhouette for his hair that most of the time people don't draw his hair with line work, but rather just the shape.
Yeah.
A good example of a character that has defined line art in the hair and has black hair is Ace. And Ace is often drawn with blue tones to his hair, unless he's using his devil fruit power, in which case it gets sort of an orange hue. It's interesting being an artist and understanding this kind of stuff.
Like, I already knew that was part of why, so I thought it was funny that people were like, no, he's supposed to have blue hair. Blue hair is canon. And I'm like, no.
What's the worry that you were having?
I'm not worried. I'm just...
Not worry. The revelation or whatever it was you were talking about. The thing you described it as.
I don't remember. I'm
something
just
about with Law's
curious.
eyes.
I'm very curious to see if when they reanimate the series, if they're gonna fix that or if they're gonna keep them gray. Like, is he gonna have yellow eyes or is he gonna have gray?
The reanimation of the series, at least on Toei's part, where
it's by a different studio.
Well,
it's by Wit Studio.
Toei is also reanimating the story as well, if I remember correctly. Like, they started from
I'm
Fishman
thinking
Island, and their objective
though.
is to try to make it as close to the comic to the manga as possible. And while I do enjoy that, I do think trying to copy it one for one doesn't work. One of the things I've mentioned before is I am a huge advocate for staying dedicated to the source material, but I am also a huge advocate for stating it is an adaptation. And many times what works in a manga will not work in an animation, and vice versa. You have to know what to adapt that stays faithful to what is being told, not necessarily to the exact line of the work. A good example that me and you both agree on is in the reanimate that Toei is doing during Fishman Island.
Yeah, Fishman Island
does
the Red Hawk.
They stick to how it is done in the manga, where it's the panel is telling Ace's Luffy's thing to Ace through taking the exact same illustrative pose that is done through paneling. So the same pose Ace did for Fire Fist whenever he was on the panel, Luffy took the exact same pose and it had the exact same type of flare going on. And that works in a manga very well because it's recognizable from panel layering. You can't get that in an animation where you have to work on the same framework of 9 distinct forms, which is the center, up, down, left, right, top, left, bottom, bottom right, you get it. The primary corners on a screen of a 16:9 ratio. You can't do that on a 16:9 ratio all the time, so it doesn't work that way. So the adaptation they did originally, while it did stretch out and was some way a bit of padding, it was additive padding, and it added to the reference.
The moment.
They couldn't do what Oda did with comic paneling layout, so they had to do it in a different way. And in animation, you're able to do the swip swap back and forth thing. That's an animation technique that helps reflect Luffy to his brother.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's different ways to do it, but ultimately, I think they should have still done it. A visage or even like a silhouette of Ace within the flames would have worked very well. But they didn't do that. It's one of those things I have to go through and say, I'm glad that they stayed dedicated to the page, but this is an instance where I think they needed to change something for adaptation's sake so that the meaning of the panel
could be
is
conveyed.
Not lost. I'm very poignant on this. It's not about translating every single panel perfectly. It's about conveying the meaning of the panels in animation. That's my main point. One of the ones I think is fantastic is an excellent take on like something you can do in animation that you can't do in panels is motion allows for you to fluidically transition a scene from one to another. A great example of this, let's see, in where you are at, because you were in Dressrosa, a great example of this would be when Zoro, let's see if I'm trying to remember the exact scene that I'm thinking of here, is there's a scene in Dressrosa I'm trying to remember. Or was it Dressrosa? Hang on. No, better yet. Marineford, when Luffy dives down with the ship mast, and you see that pan around, you see the initial frame where he's in there and the water bursts out and he's holding the frame, and then it does the pan around rather than a chop cut to the next scene. So it does a pan around to him performing the technique he's doing. That is an animation technique referring to where you create a animation that allows it to move from one pose of a panel to the next pose of a panel. So it's creating a space between there where the animation is additive to the paneling, where you create the motion between two actions.
Mm-hmm.
One of the benefits that manga panels have is that they can skim the details of having to create the motion. So you'll have, in manga, this was very much done in Akira Toriyama's Dragon Ball style, which was called setup and payoff. So a constant pattern that shows up in Dragon Ball Z specifically is you'll see the wind up of an attack and you'll see the payoff, but you don't see the motion in between. And the reason that's done is to convey the velocity and impact of a motion. There is a setup to create anticipation and a payoff to convey impact. One Piece does this quite a lot, especially with Luffy being very physical, but they do it a lot with Zoro. Because Zoro uses swords, the payoff can often be skimmed over, where you have the anticipation for the swing of a sword, and then it cuts to him in a different pose that's not the exit of a swing, but a execution of a pose, and the impact comes from the actual damage that is done from the sword, which conveys how quickly the sword was done. Such as a good example is his I think it's called the 168 pound Phoenix, his flying blade attack. That one is a good example of that, because the impact comes from the flying blade, and the two poses he has is the wind up and the release. And in animation, you can actually add the motion between them to give more oomph to the payoff. Dragon Ball does this a lot with the pressure coming in, especially with beam attacks. You see it quite often with beam attacks being an execution of that. But
I am interested to see like I know they changed Mihawk's eyes too because they were originally red in the manga and they changed them to yellow in the anime. So you think that they'll like keep the original ones? Like, is this what like when Oda saw them?
Mihawk's
Do you
eyes
think
will be gold, and the reason for that is a lot of the early colors were experimental, not final.
Okay.
Because
so
One
for
Piece was
Law's eyes, do you think
originally-
it'll be the same?
I think Law will have black eyes, as that is manga wise. That is sort of what Oda has stuck to color wise, especially on color spreads. Usually, the way people
in his
a lot
color
of-
spreads, they're gray
yeah,
in the anime and yellow in his color spread things. Like in his front pages, every one that he's in, he has a.
it also depends on
kind
who's
of
coloring.
golden
If
color.
Oda colors something, there's a good chance that that is what's intended. But if like someone from the manga company is putting in colorization, that's not regarded as final. Sometimes it will be because they'll get some advice from Oda, but not always.
There's like a whole bunch of a whole bunch of panels that you could see. It is hard to see because his eyes are pretty small on the images, but most of them they look.
I will
like
mention this. Oda does not
gold.
color the panels. He does color spreads. He does not color the manga. There is a separate group that does colorization for the manga.
It's the front, the story things, the
let's see.
the covers, the
cover stories. Yeah, Oda doesn't color the cover stories either.
Oh.
Yeah, again, that's
So you mean
the
that-
same people that do colors for the manga itself. They're done by a different group. For a long while, Luffy's like Gear 4th was colored wrong.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like the
I'm curious to
lines
see
that
what Oda
the
wants.
lines on Luffy's body were red originally.
Oh, I mean they're kind of like a deep red in the.
Yeah,
in
they're
the-
meant to be black, which is how
Yeah.
Oda draws it in. The way you know it's meant to be black instead of red is that Oda colors it the same way that he does Haki, which is meant to be sort of this blackish tone.
Yeah, they made it like black, reddish tinted in the anime, which I think looks pretty good.
Yeah, no. Oda seems to color Law's eyes brown. Not
Kind of like a more brown, really?
yeah, it's like a
Interesting.
grayish tone brown that kind of has like a slightly yellow tint to it. It's like that muddish brown.
Like a really muddy gold.
Like this. This one I think is an official color from Oda on one of the color
Let me see.
spreads. So I can see why it gets interpreted as gold, but it's actually like a light tone, kind of brownish color.
I do know that Oda said that he'd be German, which is interesting.
Yeah, one of the things he does is he does love to try and like equate and give characters basis on real world nationalities.
Which is kind of freaked out because you have a crazy German doctor.
That is also a statement to go by, yeah. Man, I
Yeah,
can't
that looks like
remember.
the official one.
There was a color spread he did that was one of my favorite color spreads, but I don't remember what it was now.
So do you think that they'll change it to that in the Wit remake?
More than likely, it'll be changed to the way Oda intends it, because they are trying to make it as close to the manga as possible.
I know that I heard that the reason why Robin was darker skinned.
How freaked out would you be if I learned how to draw in Oda's style and then drew you in as a One Piece character?
That'd be so cool.
Let's see, what kind of devil fruit would I give you? I think I'd have to give you something useless. The bipolar fruit. No,
Bipolar fruit.
I would probably give you. I'd probably give you the soft fruit.
Soft fruit.
Anything you touch becomes soft and malleable.
That could be useful. You could make yourself soft so then you don't take impact.
I think that's an actual devil fruit though, but I can't remember. There's so many of them. It's hard to remember which one's a fan-made one and which one's a real one.
Like I
have some theories about Dragon. It's nothing still confirmed. I'm just like, damn it. But I have this theory about Dragon is because you're at the point where you know Dragon is described as the most wanted man in the world.
Yes.
Intriguingly, we still don't know what Dragon's bounty is.
Ooh.
And he's described as the world's most wanted man, which is fascinating because Goldie Roger is called the king of the pirates, but Dragon is called the world's most wanted man. Now, I know why he's called the world's most wanted man. I know why he got that title. I'm not going to say why for obvious reasons, but I still don't know what his bounty is. Personally, I think his bounty is not any amount of berries. I don't think his bounty is any amount of berries. And I've had this theory almost like for 10 years. I think his bounty is do you want to hear my wild theory that doesn't have any basis besides theorizing? It's a 10-year-old theory for me.
Didn't you say that it was like to become a celestial dragon?
Yeah, I think the reward is status as a celestial dragon because that's basically infinite money.
True.
It's infinite money, fame, and power beyond all comprehension. I also have a theory that he has a Logia devil fruit. Probably the strongest Logia devil fruit.
Yeah.
My theory is that he has the gust fruit. And it allows him to control the weather. Because if you control the wind, you control the seas and the weather and everything else. But I have only one evidence to that theory, and that's when he saved Sabo.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when he saved Sabo and when he saved Luffy, there was a gust of wind that accompanied him. And that's the only thing I have to frame that basis. It could be totally wrong. That could have just been his hockey for all I know.
True.
But I seriously think it's got to be something wind related. I've heard some people say he has a mythical zone, but I think it would be more prominent if he had a Logia type, because Logias are sort of like the people that have power over the world in a much larger scale. Like you look at anyone with a Logia devil fruit and it's like that. Also, there's a prominent theory that again, not confirmed, this prominent theory that when Logias hang on. Are you at that stage? Yeah, you're at the stage where Doflamingo mentioned awakenings.
Yes.
There's a theory going on that, so when Paramecias awaken, the idea is that it enhances their ability to affect not just their bodies, but the world itself, or enhance the effects that it has in some capacity. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It makes their devil fruit seep into other things in some way greater than themselves. We know that for zones, it is like a more powerful adaptation transformation type thing. And we don't know a single thing about Logia awakenings yet. The big theory that people use is Punk Hazard, because they think that a Logia awakening permanently transforms the world as their devil fruit seeps into the world and permanently changes it. So the idea is the reason the island is like half on fire and half frozen hellscape is because they awakened their fruits and literally battled with the island.
Yeah.
That's the big theory, is that fighting a Logia type that's awakened is the equivalent of fighting an entire island. And also there's theories that Crocodile was an awakened Logia type, which is why there was no rain in Alabasta.
Interesting.
So there's a theory that Crocodile is an awakened type. It's just that his specific Logia Devil Fruit is on the lower echelon of Logia types. Because we do actually know that Devil Fruits work at a sort of hierarchy where there are certain Devil Fruits that are more powerful than others and sort of exist on a hierarchy. A good example is like Ace's Fruit versus Akainu's Fruit, which is why he was able to burn Ace, because his Devil Fruit was on the higher echelon of a hierarchy. At least that's the going theory, because we see time and time again with different examples of Devil Fruits having very similar abilities, but one is using it at a greater scale than the other. Oh, also, Oda did at one point confirm what Enel's bounty would be on the Blue Sea.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just by himself, with no crew or anything else, 300 million berries.
Jeez.
He is that much of a threat with just his pompous attitude and a Devil Fruit power.
Wow.
So we know that he is like easily one of the higher points. He could very easily have become like a warlord of the sea. Also, if there is a Devil Fruit power that I would love to have, I know most people would say, I'd love Luffy's Devil Fruit. And I go, no, do you have any idea the kind of bullshit Luffy had to go through to just learn how to use that thing?
Yeah.
It's a good Devil Fruit, but you need, it's the way I would put it is like, imagine like a character in a video game that there's like different characters in different rosters, and one of them has like horrible like starting points, but the skill ceiling is immeasurably high. That's Luffy's Devil Fruit. Is the skill to use the fruit is super freaking hard. Like this thing is useless up until you get it to a certain point, but the skill ceiling, the limit of improvement is so absurdly high. It's not like, say, like Ace's Fruit, which is like has immediate beneficial effects with no training whatsoever. It's like Luffy's Fruit requires hard work for you to get to the minimum, but then it's like it keeps going. It can reach beyond like other higher echelon tiers of fruits, but it requires a lot of ass-breaking work. In many cases, for Luffy, that's literal.
I still wish we got to see Doflamingo's eyes. I'm sorry, I'm just like distracted by
there's a fan that did like an art piece of it. I gotta pull it up now.
Cool. Also, apparently there's a color spread where you know, like Oda draws like things that he like drew like the three brothers meeting. Well, he drew Law with Corazon and on a spread, and Law is missing all of his tattoos, and the thought is that Corazon has kept him from getting tattoos.
We do
it's
actually,
just really funny.
Weirdly enough, there is, I don't know if they do it in the anime, but in the manga there is supposed to be one single frame where you see Luffy's eyes, I think. Not Luffy's
you mean Doflamingo?
Doflamingo's eyes.
In the anime?
In the manga, I think there's a single panel.
In the manga, really?
Yeah. I could be wrong. I think this is a fan colorization of the panel. I would like to try. Yeah, there we go. This is the one panel I think we have of his eyes, and it's not even his eyes. It's just an eye when he's about to get fisted by Luffy.
You can't say it like that. Crazy.
The one time we see it.
Crazy.
But yeah, they basically look like Corazon's eyes. Just different.
I think it's
different.
Really cool though that they showed like Corazon and Dofi look a lot alike in some ways, but they're so
I
different.
think they're
And
twins.
it's very
I don't think it's confirmed or not, but I think they're twins.
Oh, I'm curious about that.
I don't think it's confirmed, nor it's. I don't think it's stated who's the older or younger brother per se. I could be wrong.
They said Doflamingo is older.
Yeah, but the question is he older by like being born first, or is he older in that he was like a couple of years older?
Rosinante is 2 years younger than Doflamingo.
Okay, there we go. I didn't know if they were twins or not. Oda's very good about getting those details. It's fascinating.
I think it'd be interesting to see an AU in which Law decided to become a Marine, like Corazon was. Like that would have been interesting.
Man, imagine the crap he would have gone through as a Marine with the devil fruit he had.
I know, right?
Literally, that is the devil fruit every single world noble wants someone else to have.
Yeah.
Like, if the world nobles found out this Marine's got literally the world's most wanted devil fruit in existence, holy, you know he would be dead within the first recruitment.
Probably.
He didn't have an option to become a Marine.
Yeah,
Unless he worked
I mean,
under Garp,
yeah.
because then he had the protection of literally the world's strongest man.
Or maybe Sengoku, because Sengoku liked Corazon.
I don't know. Sengoku's kind of I can't say what I was about to say, so I'm gonna type it to you instead.
I did like at the end of Dressrosa where Law and Sengoku met and they had a little conversation about Corazon. I was like, it's Law's father figure's father figure. Like, hello, grandfather.
There you go. That's what.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I am
You're
not wrong at all.
You're not wrong. Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh, by the way, you came across the scene I wanted to. There was an old like fan dub of Fujitora's like speech at the end of Dressrosa where he's talking about wanting to see Luffy.
Yeah.
There's a fan dub of it that I think is actually better than the English dub because of the framing that it mentions.
Oh.
Like, one of the things I enjoy. Let's see if I can find something really quick. Yeah, this is the line. I think this is done so well. I don't know if I could. You want to know what I want to do? Mm-hmm. Since I do want to get into voice acting, I want to do a dub over of him saying that line as Fujitora.
Ooh.
But I like the line where it's just like Fujitora is just, it's like, what kind of it's like the context of him just being like, what color is your hair? What is the shape of your eyes? What do you look like?
It was
like
so.
It's such a wholesome it's just such a wholesome thing he could say, where it's just like this statement where he was so disgusted with witnessing the horrors of the world, and Luffy was
that he blinded himself. And
that Luffy was so full of hope in revelation to him that he wishes that he felt regret for what he did, because there was finally someone so kind that it made all of the horrors that he would witness feel worth seeing.
Exactly. I thought that was such a deep moment. I love Fujitora.
I feel like people don't realize how deep of a moment that is, because it's like
that was such a deep moment.
The reason for being blind is that he saw so many atrocities done by what was described as good people that it disgusted him to the point where he felt he had to blind himself for the sake of justice. But then he meets Luffy, whose kindness and joy and mirth is so grand that it makes him feel regret for what he did, and that the idea that all of the horrors that he had witnessed up to that point would have been worth it for just seeing Luffy's face once.
It's crazy, man.
I also love that bit. I love that bit where Luffy is like calling out his attacks, and he's like, do you think so little of me, Straw Hat? And it's just like, it's not about whether I think little of you or not. It's like, I don't want to take any advantage against you because I've grown to like you. And then Fujitora just laughs at that. It's like, what a ridiculous thing for a pirate to say. But the last line of that sentence where it's just like, I bet you look kind, is such a wonderful line.
It freaking crushed me when I heard that. I was just like, I literally started screaming, and Shindo had to pause.
I hope if I ever do my dub over of that scene that I make you cry like a bitch.
I was so emotional after seeing that. I was like screaming, and freaking Shindo had to pause the show.
You wanna know what got me?
What?
I can't remember his name, but you remember the toy soldier?
Yes! Kratos!
His name was Kratos?
Kratos.
Him finally hugging his daughter was...
Yes!
it was so good.
Ah!
Him just being like... Him when he first had his daughter, he freaking puts on gloves where he's just like, I am too stained with evil to handle such purity. And then it's like he finally hugs his daughter, and I'm just like, fucking fine.
It was so good.
Dressrosa has a lot of good moments. It's just, it also has a lot of slow moments. Freaking Frankie, full macho mode with Senor Pink. I freaking love Frankie versus Senor Pink because it's just like, bro's going full macho mode. I don't think Frankie ever had such unrestrained riz.
It was crazy.
It's like, I always see Frankie as like this real silly out of the box guy, but at that point when he met Senor Pink, he said, all right, time to take off the restraint on my riz.
It was crazy.
That one guard lady who he kisses her, and it's just like, hey, I needed to do something to shut you up.
That was crazy,
I'm just
man.
like, bro. It's like, bro, listen, you're gonna need more than a Speedo. It's swinging too much. His whole thing with Senor Pink is just crazy. And Senor Pink's backstory, it's like, he is such a dumb, goofy looking character. And then you see the reason why he looks and acts the way that he does. And you're just like, what the fuck? It's just like everyone mocking him for being strange and weird, and he's just like, it makes the one I love has like lost everything smile. That's all I need.
Senor Pink did have such a tragic backstory.
It's like
I was just at the end of it.
The man looks ridiculous and people make fun of him for it, but then it's just like, he's doing it not because it satisfies himself in a general sense. It's because he sees it makes the person he loves smile in a state where she can't feel anything.
Yeah.
It's like, at that point, to him, it's just like, what humiliation is there if the one I love smiles?
I was like, what are you doing here with Doflamingo? Go be with your wife. Is she dead already? What happened?
Like,
please.
You're out here just like, why are you with Doflamingo?
Why are you with Doflamingo? Go be with your wife.
You ask that question a lot with this group.
Like, why are you with him? Please. You have such...
You know, it's so strange. Despite Doflamingo being a horribly evil bastard with no redeemable qualities, except one, his dedication to the concept of what he calls family.
But even that's corrupt.
It's still corrupt, but you have to admire the fact that it doesn't matter how strange, bizarre, or out there they are. If someone makes fun of them, he's willing to outright murder whole civilizations for them.
True.
That's the one redeeming quality, but even, like you said, even that's taken to a corrupt level. Because it's not about, like, actually helping them improve their lives or anything, but rather to keep them to keep everything complacent and at a status quo. Like, you know Dofi has the ability to probably, like, get any kind of leverage he wants to help, like, Senor Pink's wife. You know he has to have the leniency to be able to do that with the literal infinite money glitch and, like, black market underground connections he has.
Exactly.
But he doesn't do it because the love he has for his family is superficial. Superficial. Yes, he is willing to go to extreme lengths for all of them. However, the rule to that is that they are all subservient and complacent to his desires and his wants. It's not like how with Luffy, where the others are perfectly willing to give up on their dreams to help Luffy. It's more, and it's not that Luffy asks that of them, it's that he asks them to come along, and they gained the respect and care for Luffy to the point where they're all willing to give up on their dream to help him.
Mm-hmm.
Like that one scene with Bartholo Kuma in I'm trying to remember the name of the arc. Thriller Bark, that's it. Where
the nothing happened moment?
No, where Kuma basically says, I'm going to blow all of you into smithereens, but I offer you an ultimatum. Hand over Straw Hat Luffy and I'll let all of you go. And every single one of them unanimously just say, I refuse. And one of the things I love is, this is a detail I think people go and miss, is they don't say, we refuse. They say, I refuse. Them all as individuals refuse.
Yes.
And I think that's a key detail that gets missed a bunch, is that it's all of them saying, I am willing to give up my dream. Because all of them have their own individual dreams. Because one of the things about One Piece is this context of reaching your dream, or being inspired and reaching towards your dream. Like with Luffy, we know that he is always chasing his dream, and he's always going after that which he believes is to his dream. And then for him, the idea of being the Pirate King is to be the freest man in the world. That's his dream.
Yeah.
To be freer than anyone else. Now, granted, we do kind of learn that that isn't his actual dream per se, but that comes along much later that you'll learn.
I need to take the dog out.
Okay.
She's
I
like
haven't drawn anything in a bit.
killing me.
Got me talking about One
I
Piece.
distracted you.
I needed
One
a break.
Piece is so good. Yeah, I'll be right back.
All right. My screen's frozen. Actually, I think I'll be wrapping things up here. Let's go find someone to raid. Oops. Let's see, who's available for raid? Because I have to go and take some laundry out of the dryer. Ah, Kaita's available. Excellent. Playing Minecraft.
Will I return? Or
Good,
raid?
we're raiding somebody. Yes.
Goodbye.
All right.
Goodbye, chat.
Bye-bye, chat. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.